Welcome, guys. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to the May Momentum Workshop. Today is day one, and today we're going to talk about mindset, which is probably I don't even think most favorite is a word. Is most favorite the right way to say that?
Yeah.
Favoritist?
No.
Most favorite? Both of those. It is my favorite thing. Excuse me. It is my favorite thing to talk about. I think it is because I know that it is the reason why people get where they want to go in life and the reason why people get stuck. And I think right now we're in a time of mass uncertainty. It's just the reason we really wanted to do this workshop right now is because everybody is in a really strange place with their mindset, with their movement, and with their meals. And we just want to try to wrap all those things together for you guys so that you have a better understanding of what it is that you need to be doing that is going to get you the results that you absolutely want to get. So let me just give you a little rundown of how this is going to work. Every day, 8:30, today through Friday, we're going to show up right here and we're going to give you massive value, massive content. Today is going to be mindset. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about movement. On Wednesday, we're going to talk about meals. On Thursday, we're going to do a massive Q&A. So if you've got questions about today, you post them down below in the comments. Marissa's going to log everything. We're going to show up on Thursday. We're going to do a massive Q&A. You can show up live with us on Thursday as well and ask questions live. We're going to answer any and everything. Friday, I've got a special guest for you guys. One of my clients that has been with me for several years that has had unbelievable success. She's going to come on. We're going to do a little banter back and forth. She's going to tell you guys how her experience doing all the things that we're going to talk about, the mindset, the movement, and the meals, has really changed her life. You're going to get an opportunity to ask her a bunch of questions. And then we've got some bonuses and some extra things coming at the end of the week for you guys as well. So just know that this week is going to be amazing. May, we are going to create a massive amount of momentum for you. Marissa and I are going to be here all week for you guys to answer any and all of your questions. So just know that there's no such thing as a crazy question. There's no such thing as a stupid question. Get the questions in because we want to provide you extreme value. Today, we're going to do a giveaway. I'm going to give away a copy. We were only supposed to give away a signed copy of The Overweight Mind, which is my first book. But I made the decision this morning. I looked at my bookshelf and there's no reason why we shouldn't give away a copy of my second book, The Purpose of Pain, as well. So somebody is going to win a copy of The Overweight Mind and somebody's going to win a copy of The Purpose of Pain. I'll sign both of those and make them specific to you. So if you're into that kind of thing, that'll be kind of cool. So I want to read you a quote to kind of start this whole thing out. And this is from The Overweight Mind. So it says this: in fact, when it comes to the breakdown of a permanent, happy, and healthy lifestyle, I'd argue mechanics make up 20% of that. 80% of your health and wellness depends on your psychology or your mindset. So what I mean by that, just breaking that down into layman's terms, is I'm a huge believer that in life, success in any format, no matter what it is, success with your weight, success with your strength, success with your relationships, your money, I believe it all boils down to 80% psychology or mindset and 20% mechanics. So let me just break that down for you. The mechanics are the meals, right? Mechanics is the food you eat. It's the workout. What's the workouts that you do. Those are important, but if you don't have the 80% right, the psychology right, then you're going to struggle because the mechanics are always going to break down. And what I mean is, you're always going to have days, maybe even weeks, where you don't go work out. You're always going to have days, maybe even weeks, where you're not eating appropriately. And if your mindset isn't where it needs to be, it won't be strong enough to get you back to that 20%. It won't be strong enough to get you back into the movement. It won't be strong enough to get you back into the meals. And this is why we've all heard the term, the roller coaster. Everybody's been on the roller coaster diet. This is why the roller coaster is so powerful. People always are up and people are always down. It's because mechanics always break down. Mechanics of a relationship break down. Mechanics at work and business always break down. And it's the psychology that gets us back into the game quickly. People who have a really strong mindset can come back quick. People who have a weak mindset or don't have the tools or the strategies they need, takes them longer to get back in the game. And that's what we're going to do today is we're going to give you some structural tips and techniques on how you can use your mindset to your advantage and not your disadvantage. Does that sound amazing? I love it. This is why I get so fired up about mindset. I mean, I've written 2 books. I'm a health and fitness guy. In the first book, it's called The Overweight Mind. If you guys haven't read it, There's not one thing in this book about eat this, don't eat that. There's not one thing about doing a toe touch or a crunch or a squat or a curl. This is how important I believe mindset is. I wrote an entire book as a health and fitness professional on the psychology of why people struggle with weight loss. Guys, this is a best-selling Amazon book. I've got over, I want to say I'm close to like 150 reviews on this thing. People from all over the world. I get emails almost on a daily basis, somebody who's read this book that says, this was the game changer in my health and fitness transformation. I'd always focused on just trying to eat right, just trying to go to the gym and do the perfect workout, but I had never put that same emphasis on my mindset, and something would always get in the way and I would always struggle. This was the game changer for me. So if I'm willing to do that, guys, as a health and fitness person, it would have been so much easier for me to write a book on workouts and meals and things like that. This book has been a game changer for so many people. The same thing goes to The Purpose of Pain. It's about the psychological reasons why people get stuck in the places of their life that they get stuck, whether it be a tragedy or a trauma or an event or a challenge or an adversity. Everybody has gotten stuck at some point in their life. The Purpose of Pain is designed to get you unstuck and unstuck quickly, and unstuck so you don't have to go back to being stuck again. So that's why both of these books, I highly recommend. Somebody's going to win one of each today. I highly recommend, if you haven't read these, wait, don't do it yet because you might win. But I highly suggest you go. I've actually just dropped the price in Amazon on both of these books because I want everybody to have access to them. And I know right now we're in a time where people need to get their mindset in the right place, in the right space. So check those out if you don't win. And we're going to announce the winner of both of these tomorrow morning on the call. So tomorrow morning at 8:30, we'll kick off the call with the winner of these. And I'm going to tell you right now not right now, I'm going to tell you on this call what you have to do to be able to get in the drawing to be able to win these. Whether you're watching live right now or watching on replay, you're still going to have an opportunity to win. That's why we're not picking the winner until tomorrow morning. So if you watch on replay, make sure you do the only requirement. It's going to be so simple. Everybody's going to have the opportunity to win. So guys, here's my big thing. If you've got the worksheet, you can kind of follow along. But if you know anything about me, you know I'm probably going to freestyle a little bit and go down a few rabbit holes. But I am going to keep this short because I want this to be powerful, and I want this to be something you can utilize today. I don't want you to be able to take away the action steps from this call and go immediately to implementation so you don't have to wait. So I believe that in life, the things that keep us from getting what we want are our limiting beliefs. I think it's the feelings we have about ourselves. I did a podcast last week, and one of the quotes from the podcast was, it's really you against you, right? In life, no matter what it is that you want to do, it's you against your limiting beliefs. And if you can begin to overcome those limiting beliefs by understanding that no matter what it is, no matter what that thought is, no matter what that obstacle that you've created in your mind is, it can be overcome by working on your mindset. You have to think about your mindset as the same way you would as if you were going to the gym. You can't go to the gym one time and be super healthy and super fit. You can't go do abs one time and get a six-pack. It's got to be something you consistently and continually work on. And your mindset's the same way. It's a daily practice. And we're going to give you some power action steps at the end of today's call that you can throw into practice right now that is going to get you set up for success. And if you implement these things over and over and over again, the things that I'm going to give you at the end of the call, it's 8:30 here in Southern California. I've already done all three of these things. I've already set myself up for success by winning my morning, by doing the things that I'm going to give you to do, and I do them on a daily basis. I'm going to get you to do the same thing. It's going to set yourself up for success. You're going to have so many strategies and so many things that you're going to be able to use. So if you look at number one, it says, what's the limiting belief that's holding you back? So I want you guys to be journaling as we're going through the course of this week as well. I want you to have a piece of paper, a journal, your phone, something, and I want you to answer that question for yourself. What's the limiting belief that's holding you back? What's that limiting thing that you think in your mind? I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough money. Whatever it is, I'm not educated enough. I don't have the right certification. All of those things are simply a limiting belief, guys. They're just an excuse that you can sit behind so you don't have to take action on the things in your life that you really, really want. And what I want to do is I want to help you break through those barriers. I want to help you destroy those limiting beliefs so that you never feel like that again. So that no matter what it is that you decide that you want, you know you can step forward into that and you're going to have success. Sound amazing? Right. But first thing we have to do is we have to identify the limiting belief. We have to get to it. Let me tell you what one of my limiting beliefs was a long time ago. I thought that I wasn't smart enough. I thought, well, who am I? Right. It's called the imposter syndrome to write a book. I had the idea to write this book 2 years before I wrote it, but it's the imposter syndrome. There's an author, his name's Stephen Pressfield. He wrote in one of his books, he wrote about the imposter syndrome, and he says that we all have it at some point in our life. And it just really simplifies down to, who am I to do this? So who am I to say that I deserve this in life? Who am I to say that I'm smart enough to write a book? Who am I to say, whatever it is? So you're hiding behind your imposter syndrome. That's what a limiting belief really is. And when I overcame that belief and said, listen, I'm going to write a book. And if one person reads this book and gets value out of it, then I have done everything that I can do. That's my only objective, is to change one person's life. I can tell you, after writing this book, it's changed thousands and thousands and thousands of people's lives. So I got more than I bargained for. But when I wrote the book, that's what I told myself. Like, listen, I'm going to change one person's life with this book, and that's going to be good enough for me. Once you break through that imposter syndrome, guys, it will always come back at you. But the more you keep overcoming it, the stronger you get in the process of overcoming it. So when it came time to write my second book, it wasn't as challenging. Was it still a challenge? Of course. I'm like, God, am I really qualified to talk about this? Is anybody really going to read this? I mean, I don't even know. It's such a deep book, right? The Purpose of Pain. But I had to break through that imposter syndrome. So we all have this in some way, shape, or form. I had it in another fashion. I'm going to give you guys multiple stories because I think you can really relate to stuff like this. Whenever I decided I've been a personal trainer since I was 19 years old. Whenever I decided to step into my power and do something that I loved to do as my career, I had no idea it was gonna morph into what it's been created as. But in my mind, I had it set up and said, well, I don't just want to be a personal trainer. I don't want to work at 24-hour fitness. I created all these limiting beliefs about what I could be. I knew I wanted to be more. I knew I wanted to impact people's lives, and I knew it had to have a bigger impact than me telling you to do an air squat or to do a push-up. But I was hiding behind the fact of, well, that's a personal trainer. That's what they do. They just tell people how to work out. What I didn't realize, or what I was hiding behind, my limiting belief, was I can't create the life that I want to create if I'm quote unquote just a personal trainer. Could not have been further from the truth. I surrounded myself with people who believed in me more than I believed in myself. I stepped into that new power, destroyed those limiting beliefs, and I've created an unbelievable life for myself. You can do the same thing no matter what it is that you want. So let's get to the definition, figure out what it is. What's that limiting belief that's holding you back? That's something I want you to think about today, something I want you to write in your journal, and I'll help you overcome that. All right. The next question is this: what would you simply do? And you've all heard this before. What would you do if you weren't afraid to fail? So this is kind of a systematic approach. You've got to identify that limiting belief. And then if you didn't have that limiting belief, what would you do if you weren't afraid to fail? What's the thing you would do? And really, failure, guys, we're not really afraid of failure. We're afraid of the judgment that comes with the failure. We're afraid of letting somebody down. We're afraid of what our parents will think, or our husband or wife or boyfriend or girlfriend or friends will think. The truth is, they want you to win. And no matter what you do in life, there's going to be some struggles and some adversities and some challenges. And if you're surrounded by the right people, they're not afraid of you failing. Like, they want you to go into the life that you want to live. They want you to overcome that limiting belief. They want you to step into your power, and they want you to go through your adversity. And no matter what happens, if you do struggle, if you do have setbacks, they're going to be there to support you and pick you up. I'm a firm believer in this. So Brene Brown talks about, she quotes the man in the arena. It's a Roosevelt quote. And I think about this all the time. Like, if you're not in the arena with me, you guys have to start to think about this. If you're not in the arena with me, if somebody's not in the arena with you working and getting dirty and getting beat up and getting banged around, then you don't care what their criticism is. So I always say this: the loudest boos come from the cheapest seats, right? The people sitting courtside, the people on the court with you, those people are never going to boo you. Those people are the ones you don't have to worry about their judgment, because they love you and they're going to support you. So lose that fear of judgment. Know that you've surrounded yourself with the right people. And no matter what happens on your journey, they're going to be there, the ones that are going to pick you up when you get knocked down. Those are the people you have to surround yourself with. And you never worry about the boos coming from the cheapest seats. If somebody's not in the arena with me doing the work, their criticism doesn't have any effect on me. I don't even hear it anymore. You've got to get yourself to that place. The next thing I want you guys to think about is I use this on a daily basis. So it's really just an I am affirmation. And the reason I use an I am affirmation is this. Write this down. You will never have more than you believe you deserve. So in life, you'll never have more than you believe you deserve. That goes for everything. That goes for money. That goes for you'll never have a relationship that you don't believe you deserve. Meaning if you want this like perfect person and you're looking for this perfect mate and this person that's going to complete you and all of those things, if you don't really believe you deserve that, you'll never find it. It's the same thing with your health and fitness. If you don't really believe you deserve to be fit, you don't really believe you deserve to have the body that you desire, to fit into the dress that you want to get into, you'll never do it. This is why so many people struggle. And this is why you can use an I am affirmation to really rewire your brain, really set your neural pathways on the trajectory to get you to where it is you want to go. And it's as simple as this. You can say, I am strong, I am powerful, I am beautiful, I am wealthy, I am healthy. Whatever it is that you desire is what you have to embed inside of your neural pathways, inside of your brain, inside of your mindset. This is all psychology. This works, guys. The more you say that. And so what I'll do is I'll get an I am quote and I'll use it for the entire day. And I'll say that to myself repeatedly over and over and over and over again. I'll write it down in my journal 50 to 100 times every day. Think about the power of that. Think about the embedding of that belief system into my brain. If I say something to myself 100 times throughout the day, I am strong, I am strong, I am strong. It seems really simple. That embedment of that new neural pathway, that new belief system in my subconscious brain, that way when my brain gets that trigger, am I strong or am I weak? Well, I'm strong. Why am I strong? Because I've told myself that over and over and over again. You can rewire your brain to believe whatever it is you want to believe. I am wealthy. I am healthy. I'm fit. Whatever it is, you have to start to believe that. You have to start to embed that belief system. And the easiest way and the only way to start to change a belief system is to embed a new belief system in its place. So whatever it is, and this is all in conjunction here. If you go back to that limiting belief, whatever that limiting belief is really where your I am statement needs to come into play. So if your limiting belief is that you're not smart enough, then your I am statement needs to be, I am smart, I am intelligent. If you think you're too weak, your I am statement needs to be, I am strong, I am powerful. You see how everything works together? And listen, if you're strong and you're powerful and you're smart and you're wealthy and you're healthy and you're all those things, are you really afraid of failure? No, you're not. Because if you believe those things about yourself, if you believe you're strong and you believe you're powerful, you believe you can overcome any adversity. So that fear of failure kind of fades away. It goes into the background. And then when the imposter syndrome jumps up and says, you can't do that, your brain's going to say, oh, BS, I can, I am strong. And then you're going to be able to overpower that limiting belief. This is, God, but listen, this is something that has to be consistently worked on, consistently trained, consistent. You got to put in the reps. It's like doing bench press, right? When we were in high school, all the boys wanted to bench press. You couldn't just go in and max out, right? You had to work up to that level. You had to get, if you want to get stronger, you had to consistently put in the reps. You had to consistently go into the gym. You got to do the same thing with your mindset. This isn't a one-time shot. This is a daily practice. I've been using these for 10 years. I still use them on a daily basis. I still have an I am quote in my journal every single day. If I'm doing it after 10 years, you've got to start now. Don't wait any longer. Today's the day. So here, let's get a little recap. I want you to identify that limiting belief. I want you to say exactly what you would do if there was no such thing as failure. I want you to get an I am statement for today, and I want you to use it all day long. I am blank, whatever it is, it's your thing. And you have to remember this. You'll never have more in life than you believe you deserve. So know right now, everything in life you have is because you believe you deserve it. Some of you are like, well, I don't like this. Listen, that's what you believe you deserve. So if you don't like what you have, if you don't like where you're at, if you don't like the body, the place, the space, the friends, the spouse, the money, the job, that's what you believe you deserve right now. You get out of life what you're willing to tolerate. And if you stop tolerating things that aren't serving you, those things will no longer be presented to you. Does that make sense? All right. So guys, here's the last thing. And this is so imperative and so important right now. Right now, we are in a time of massive uncertainty. We're in a time that we've never been in before. Some of you guys are second guessing and questioning everything. You don't even know what you believe anymore, and rightfully so, because everything is so massively confusion. You have to write this down. If you're driving, I want you to remember exactly what time this is in the interview, and I want you to go back and listen, and I want you to write it down, or I want you to send Marissa a note and say, what the hell did he say to write down? I don't want to miss it. It's not more than you can handle. It's just more than you expected. If you've been around me for any time at all, you know this is something that I say to people all the time. Because people always show up in my places, in my spaces, in my coaching and everything. And they're like, Jay, it's just too much for me to handle. And my first words are bullshit. It's not. It's not more than you can handle. It's just more than you expected. And if you start to think about things like that, if you start to think about adversity like that, if you start to think about challenges like that, this isn't more than I can handle. It's just more than I expected. And if it's just more than I expected, then I've got the tools and I've got the resources and I've got the ability to overcome it. See, when we say it's more than I can handle, what we're doing is we're telling our brain that we can't win. We're telling our brain that we've automatically lost. So we have to stop telling, it's a limiting belief. It's more than I can handle is a limiting belief. So you have to retrain your brain to believe and know, and really with conviction. It goes back, listen, guys, you'll never have more than you believe you deserve. So if you believe it's more than you can handle, guess what it is? It's more than you can handle. But if you believe it's not more than you can handle, if you believe it's just more than you expected, then you can overcome it. Some of you guys are sitting here thinking, okay, this sounds really great, Jay. This is amazing, blah, blah, blah. But how does this really work? Like, how is this really life changing? I can tell you, if you've never read, and listen, I might even read this to you just because I want you. I mean, it's like 300 and something pages. We'll have to dedicate like 6 hours. Marissa, write that down. 6 hours for me to read The Purpose of Pain. And I'm not even that great of a reader. It's going to take me probably longer than that. If you read The Purpose of Pain, you would understand that I have been through a massive amount of I use the word tragedy on the book. I don't look at it as a tragedy anymore. I look at it as an opportunity. And you'll know that I overcame it using these very simple techniques that I'm giving you today. Obviously, there's more to it than this, but if you start here, if you start by identifying a limiting belief, if you realize this is exactly what I would do if I wasn't afraid to fail, and then you get an I am statement behind that, I am powerful, I am smart enough to do what it is that I want to do. And then if you realize that no matter what adversity comes your way, let's use exactly what's going on right now. Let's use this situation right now. This is not more than we can handle. It's just more than we expected. And we're going to get through this. We're going to win in the end. This is why I've been calling it Opportunity 2020 from day one, because I want anybody who's around me, anybody who listens to this voice, sees this face, to know that I believe that this is an opportunity. Because if I believe it, then you're like, well, he's not that crazy. Maybe it is, right? And you start to think, well, I mean, if this dude, you know what I'm saying? I want you to believe. I'm convicted about it. If you have any doubts in your mind about whether I really believe this is an opportunity or not, you don't know me. Because I'm telling you right now, I believe it is. And I know this isn't more than I can handle. This is just more than I expected. Same thing for you. You've gotten through everything that life has thrown at you, and you will continue to do so. But you can actually get through things easier, and not just get through things. You can actually grow through things. See, there's going to be a differentiator in this whole time and space. Some people are going to come out of this better, and some people are going to come out of this bitter. Those are going to be the only two options. Nobody's coming out of this time in our space right now the same. Nobody's going to come out exactly how they went in. You're either going to come out better than you went in, or you're going to come out worse than you went in. There's nobody raising their hand right now that's like, I'm going to choose worse, is there? Every one of us deserves to come out better. We deserve to come out with a different perspective. We deserve to come out more powerful, more strong. Even if we figured out some things that we didn't necessarily like, even if we uncovered some insecurities during this time, this is a beautiful opportunity for us to get better and correct and overcome those insecurities. That's really where all this mindset, the psychology comes into play. Because if you don't believe you can, then you won't. But if you believe you can, if you believe it's not more than you can handle, it's just more than you expected, you'll overcome it. If you understand that you'll never have in life more than you believe you deserve, you'll begin to believe you deserve the things you desire. If you'll have that I am statement to be really powerful, I'm strong, I'm powerful, I'm smart, I'm funny, whatever it is you want to be, You've got to start to ingrain that into your brain. And then stop thinking about failure in the terms of disaster or catastrophe or all those crazy words we use. Failure is simply the opportunity to get up and go again, the opportunity to learn from what I just tried didn't work, but I'm going to take that information, I'm going to apply it in a different fashion, and I'm going to overcome this adversity. And then that goes right back to that limiting belief. Once you do all those things, that limiting belief goes away because you begin to understand that you are powerful, you are strong, you are healthy, you are fit. And that limiting belief starts to fade, right? And most of the time, those limiting beliefs were created by somebody else anyway. So we don't even need to have those. If you begin to understand that limiting belief that you carry around with you was put in your brain by somebody else, I don't want anybody else's stuff in my brain. Start getting rid of that. Start doing a little house cleaning. Perfect time for that. Here's the shift, guys. If you're following on with your worksheet, I'm on the shift. You have to begin to understand this. I wrote an entire chapter in The Purpose of Pain about this. You can be, do, and have everything and anything in your life you desire. This was a pivotal moment for me. I remember when I started my personal development journey. I was at a conference in Los Angeles. There was probably over 500 people in this room. I was in a weird place. This is well over, 15 years ago, probably. I was in this room, a guy on stage, he's speaking, blah, 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 blah. And he said something that changed my life. He said that very quote. He said, you have to start to understand this. He was talking about the psychology of the brain and how it was. And he said, you can be, do, and have anything in life you desire if you're willing to stop telling yourself that old story and you're willing to do the work necessary to create your new story. I wrote that down in my journal. And when I'm listening to something, like when I'm listening to a speaker talk, I'm a very audible learner, so I don't have to write a lot of things down. I can just really remember things. So if I'm at a conference or whatever, I take very few notes. I wrote that down in bold print. I still have the journal today. I still have a dollar bill I got at that conference. Let me tell you a quick story. We got time? We got time, Marissa? Okay, always time for a quick story from JJ. So here's the deal. I have a dollar bill in my wallet. I've never spent it. It's been in my wallet for 15 years. When I went to this same conference, the same conference where the gentleman said you can be, do, and have anything you desire, they handed us a dollar bill and we checked in. It just looked like a regular dollar bill. And they said, keep this. At some point during the conference, you're going to need this, blah, blah, blah. So I put it in my wallet, didn't think another thing about it. At some point in the conference, they turn all the lights out in the room. It's after he says this, you can be, do, and have everything you desire. They turn all the lights out in the room. They said, pull your dollar out. So I dig in, get my wallet out. I pull my dollar out, and in invisible glow-in-the-dark ink, they had written the words, just believe, on the dollar. But you couldn't see it until all the lights were out. So 500 people pull out this dollar, and on this dollar, it says the words, just believe. So I keep that dollar in my wallet to this day. If you see me and I have my wallet with me, you can ask me and I can show you the dollar. It's in my wallet. I'll never spend it, because that was an epiphanal moment for me. Because at that moment, I started to believe that I could be, do, and have anything in life that I desired. And that was transitional, because up to that point, I didn't believe that. Up to that point, I'd worked my tail off to get the things that I had gotten. And it always seemed like something was taken away from me. It always seemed like I lost something, or I was just so close and I just didn't get the thing, or I didn't get the job, the whatever it was. But in that moment, everything shifted. And I started to tell myself, I can be, do, and have anything in life I desire if I believe I can have it. That's where a lot of these things come from. You'll never have more in life than you believe you deserve. You see how they're all connected, right? And it's not more than I can handle. It's just more than I expected. Because if I can be, do, and have anything in life that I desire, that means I can overcome anything in life. As long as I'm willing to get rid of that old story, that limiting belief. Your limiting belief is just an old story that you've got on replay, right? It's that old song that you just keep on replay. You got to just get a new song. And really, failure is just tied to judgment. Once we realize we can be, do, and have anything in life we desire, once we realize that we can really overcome anything in life if we just believe, failure kind of goes out the window. It's kind of a false narrative. No longer applies. I never think about failure anymore. I never think about losing. I know there's going to be adversity. I know there's going to be challenge. I know there's going to be obstacles, but I look at all three of those things, and they're all the same thing, but I label them as opportunity now. Just like this situation we're in. From day one, I called it Opportunity 2020, because that's the only way my brain works anymore. And so if my brain can work that way, your brain can work that way. And I can promise you that if you start to believe the way I'm encouraging you to believe today, and start to work on your psychology, start to work on the words you say and really how you talk to yourself. How many of you guys right now say I am, and you have a negative connotation behind that? Bunch of you, I bet you do. I used to be the same way. I used to say I'm fat, I'm chubby, I'm not smart enough, I'm whatever. I used to have the same stuff. I used to do the same things. We're programmed by society to do those things. We're programmed to have a negative self-image. But I can tell you that self-image can be flipped and turned into a positive self-image with the things that I've given you today. So today you'll never hear me have a negative connotation about myself. I'll always come out with something powerful and positive, even if I have to reframe a situation, even if I have to figure out like what's the opportunity in this situation and how am I going to overcome this because I can handle anything. It's really just the shift in mindset. And if you're ever around me, you'll notice my language always is in line with that way I think, the way I speak, the way I talk, the way I act. So for those of you guys that want to make the shift, one of the first things you have to do is you have to stop this negative self-talk. You have to stop talking about yourself in a negative connotation. I'm not blank. I'm not blank. I'm not blank. That has to be removed from your vocabulary. You have to get that little 8-track or cassette tape out of the thing and throw it away. Let's get a new song. Let's get a new song on replay that I am powerful. I am strong. I am healthy. I am all those things. Right? We can do that. So write that down. I can be, do, and have everything I desire. I've got it in giant bold print inside the book. I wish I would have flipped the page so I could give you the page number for those of you guys that have it. So if you've read The Purpose of Pain, you know that there's a whole chapter on that. I tell the dollar story in there. It's a powerful, impactful moment in my life. And there's going to be an opportunity in your life where you're going to have that same thing. And it might be right now. It might be just hearing those words come out of somebody else's mouth, because that's what it took for me. It took somebody else saying that I could be, do, and have everything I desire. And it took somebody else telling me that you just have to believe in yourself, kid. And if you just start to do that, life changes. It's a game changer. And it was. That day changed my life. This day can change your life if you're willing to make the decision to believe the things that I've given you today, and you're willing to take action on those. Now let's get into the power actions. Again, we're going to do a giveaway, guys. This is what you have to do in order to be entered in the giveaway. Only one of these things. I'm going to make this so simple for you because I want you to apply it. I want you to put everything I've given you today into application. So for the next 5 days, I want you to start your day as soon as your feet hit the floor with this process. Okay. You don't have to do them all when you get up, but the first thing I want you to do when you get out of bed, and this is what you have to do to be entered to win, is you have to write down 3 things that you are thankful and grateful for. I don't care if you write it on a napkin. I don't care if you write it on a Post-it note. I don't care if you type it in your phone. I don't care if you write it on your spouse's forehead while they're sleeping. You write down 3 things you are thankful and grateful for. And that's all you have to do today to win. If you're listening to the replay tonight at 6 o'clock, the watch party, or you're listening tonight at midnight when you get home from doing whatever it is you're doing, you're still eligible. I want you to right now stop and write 1, 2, 3 in the comments below. I'm thankful and grateful for 1, 2, 3. 3 things. That's it. How simple is that, right? But here's why that matters. Your brain cannot be grateful and thankful and anxiety-ridden, depressed, overwhelmed, and full of chaos at the same time. Your brain cannot be both positive and negative at the same time. So if we start our day, as soon as our feet hit the floor, 3 things we're thankful and grateful for, it starts your brain in a positive neural pathway. Positivity is momentum. The whole name of this conference, the whole name of this workshop is about creating momentum. So if you start your day every day with 3 things you're thankful and grateful for, you have created positive momentum. And that's just going to keep churning and keep going and give you the power and everything you need to make sure you have an amazing day. You can't win the day at the end, guys. You got to start by winning the moment. In the moment you get up. The first thing I do every day when I get up is I open my eyes. I say, holy shit, I'm alive. I say the word thank you. I write the word thank you at the top of my journal, huge. And then I start writing things I'm thankful and grateful for every single day. You should too. The next thing I want you to do is I want you to write down actions. You can I like to write down at least 3 actions that I'm going to do today that are going to help me create positive momentum in the direction of what it is that I want to get out of life. 3 actions. Now I tell some people that, and they're like, well, I wrote down, I'm going to go to the grocery store, or I'm going to pay bills. Those aren't actions that are going to, those you have to do that because you're an adult. Okay. These aren't things you have to do. These are things you're going to do because they are going to make you better. They're going to get you moved in the direction of where you need to go. 3 action steps every single day. And then lastly, I want you to encourage 3 people in your life. This could be as simple as sending them a text message and say, hey, I believe in you. Hey, I'm proud of you. Hey, I love you. Anything. It could be a text message. It could be an email. It could be a phone call. You can, if you got a carrier pigeon, you can throw it in this little claw or whatever they call it. Fly that sumbitch over there. Give it to it. I don't care how you do it. The purpose is this. When you encourage other people, the energy flows right back to you. Energy is like this feedback loop. And if you're giving out positive energy, guess what you're getting back? Just through natural processes, you're getting back positive energy. So you're going to encourage 3 people every single day for the next 5 days. You're going to write down 3 actions every day you're going to take, and then you're going to take those actions. And then most importantly, and this is how you win a copy of the book, in the comments below, I want you to write down 3 things you're thankful and grateful for. If you do that, you're going to be entered to win. We're going to announce the winner tomorrow. Somebody's going to get the Overweight Mind. Somebody's going to get the Purpose of Pain. I'm going to sign them, ship them to your house. You're going to start reading them. Your life's going to change immediately. So if you got the worksheet, follow along the bottom steps. That's what I want you to do for the next 5 days. For the entire time we're in this workshop, today, all the way through Friday, hell, let's just do it through Sunday, right? Let's do 7 days. Write down all these things. 3 things you're thankful and grateful for, 3 actions, and then I want you to encourage 3 people. Write those people's names down in your journal as well, because they're going to send you stuff back. They're going to reciprocate that process, and you're going to be overwhelmed at the messages you get back from these people that you encourage. That's it, guys. I want to keep it super simple today. I want it to be applicable and something you can take action on right now. So go back up to the top, do your little brainstorming session, write that down. I can be, do, and have everything I desire. Get into your power actions right now. Stop whatever you're doing and write down 3 things you're thankful and grateful for. Write down 3 action steps you're going to take today. And then who are the 3 people you're going to encourage in your life right now so that you set yourself up for a massive, successful Monday. And that's really what this whole conference is about. The May Momentum Workshop is to help you create the momentum necessary to get you where it is you want to go. And mindset is the most important piece. I will tie mindset into everything we talk about this week. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about movements. You can bet your ass I'm going to have something to say about the mindset related to that. We're going to talk about meals on Wednesday. I'm going to tie mindset back into that. I'm going to tie it's just what I do because I understand the importance of it. Make sense? All right. Marissa, you got anything you need to add? No? Covered, bagged, and tagged? All right. Guys, we love you. We want you to have massive success. Thank you for joining the May Momentum Challenge. If you're watching our replay, drop a little hashtag replay in the comments below. Do your 3 things you're thankful and grateful for so you can win a copy of one of these books. If you don't win a copy of one of these books, go to Amazon, grab them anyway. I just dropped the price on them, unbelievably discounted rate. Just take advantage of it. Take advantage of this time and space to get yourself in a place where you can be better because that's what you deserve. All right. All right, guys, we love you and we'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Have an awesome day. Bye.
Bye, guys.